harness these AI-driven tools to elevate branding, streamline business operations, and drive growth. And to guide us through this topic, we are honored to have an incredible expert with us today, Ms. Golden Johnson. As an artificial intelligence strategist and success coach, she's the founder of House of Gold. She has helped business integrate AI solutions, optimize branding strategies, and refine their approach to business growth. With her extensive experience, she will be sharing insights on how AI is reshaping industries and how we can harness its potentials. So please join us giving a warm welcome to Golden.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you all for having me today. I'm happy to be here. I love the conversations that you guys are all starting right now because we are in the phase of early adoption. So if you start now, you are already ahead of the curve. So I'm really happy that there are people in here that's already using it, testing it out in their personal lives, because lo and behold, we've been around AI all of our lives. If you think of the ATM machine, if you think of calling someone on the phone and you have to dial a number, that was AI automated. So now we're in the age where AI is becoming awakened, I guess I can say. And today we're going to mostly focus, however, on LinkedIn, because this is a place where we want to step into our next best phase, whether it might be professional, career, and even businesses. So if you have a LinkedIn, I promise you, you belong on LinkedIn. Whatever you do, there's people who are coaches in menopausal, there's people who are coaching in travel and who are travel agents and things like that. If you have a business, if you have a brand, if you have an idea, if you have a vision, if you have an opinion, and if you want a job, you should be on LinkedIn. So we're gonna get right into this today. So this is all about LinkedIn digital strategy, branding, and growth. So ultimately who this is for. So today, this is for women who are ambitious and literally want to future-proof their ideas. This is for a moment to stand into what is about to happen. This is a moment and for people who want to establish authority, who want to develop social proofing online. So developing a community, having people enter their world and leaving with something better. So this is the house rules. Everything you learn today isn't just theory, it's to help you position yourself for the future. So I'm going to share with you all the insider details that are paid, high ticket paid. Corporations are craving this knowledge. Today you get to have an insight on that. And what I expect from you is just to engage, take notes, ask questions. If there's ever a slide where you have an idea, I encourage you to jot it down, and so you'll have space for at the end to answer your questions. And to be efficient in that, just write the slide down or the title, the topic, and then write your question down. And then in the end, you'll be more clear on how you're going to follow up with that question. So we already went into AI at the beginning at the icebreaker. I would love to know how many of you feel like LinkedIn is a powerful tool, but you don't really know where to go with it. Just put your hands up. Yeah. And I'm sure how many of you have remembered LinkedIn to just be posting up your resume and going on with your life? Yeah? And LinkedIn is just to find a job, right? It's just that's it. Well, luckily we are in the transition stages. So LinkedIn started for professionals and job seekers. However, now it has evolved to coaches, creatives, brands, businesses, and thought leaders. And that's why I said, if you have a thought, if you have an idea, if you have a concept you want to talk more of, you can actually bring that platform, you can actually bring that to the platform of LinkedIn. So this is what you're going to learn. This is a session of action, but also information. So we're going to have a little moment where you're going to jot down some ideas when it comes to developing your LinkedIn profile. But you're going to learn profile mastery, how you should actually set it up right now and for the future to come. Also AI-powered content creation. So I'll give you insight on how you can actually start posting on LinkedIn and sharing your ideas and sharing your business. And also strategic engagement and professional connections. I'm going to show you how to start to connect with people online and establish your legacy connections. Because we are here for long term. That's why I like to call it legacy connections. It's not something to get you a job. It's to get you a connection with a human that's also going to be in this world post AI boom, right? If we can develop some strong connections now as this transition happens with like-minded people, once AI is here and it's integrating our lives and it's cooking our meals and it's answering our calls and breaking up with our boyfriends, we need to have some people in alignment with that, right? So in the next 60 minutes, I'm going to introduce you to what building a magnetic profile is all about. In the next 60 minutes, you're going to learn about AI automation, some extremely simple but cool tricks that's going to help you get started for LinkedIn. And then also we're going to learn about AI optimization. In the next 60 minutes, we'll also have questions and strategies. So I'm open to share some strategies on the spot. I'm kind of like an AI myself. So feel free to ask me questions and I'll just blurt out something that's going to work for you. And then we'll have some closing resources. So hi, hello, my name is Golden Johnson, and I am a published and certified coach, AI strategist, and a global leader when it comes to AI partnerships and business and brand development. So I've been in AI since 2019, and I've been in blockchain since 2008. So as a whole, blockchain is linked to AI, and that's a whole nother section, but we won't get into that. So I've been in this realm for about a decade now. And so I see the transition that's happening, and I'm here to help you equip your mindset and integrate AI more easier. So from using LinkedIn specifically, I have gained partnerships with the Vanguard. I got interviewed by the Vanguard, the Guardian. I have been approached by government bodies all around the world to lead workshops, to come into their organizations and help them connect with AI and help them strategize their next move and future-proof their business. I don't know about you, but I'm really ahead of the curve. So I'm really happy we're here today because I'm about 20 years ahead and I feel like a time traveler sometimes. So I'm happy to hear that a lot of you in the room are using AI because, again, early adoption is super key. This is time to make mistakes, make those partnerships, and just figure out how you see yourself using AI in the next 20 years. So with that being said, my expertise is AI-driven branding, brand strategy, business development, and ultimately mindset development. So when it comes to having a business, you need to have confidence. You need to know what you're saying. You need to know where you're going in your life. And if you don't know that, then everything else is gonna unfold as a sticky path. So we're here to not just brand and develop a logo or develop a voice. We're here to encourage you to have a voice online. And this is what I like to call digital legacy. What are you going to be remembered for? When someone Googles your name, because that's the future, what are they going to find online about you? What have you been speaking of? What have you been presenting? What have you been showcasing? LinkedIn is that place to be. This is a chart I love. Technology adoption. So we had Twitter. It took 24 months for the world to get on Twitter. It took 10 months for Facebook. It took 5 months for Spotify and 2.5 months for Instagram. It took 5 days for millions of users to get into ChatGPT. Just think about that. 5 days, everyone ran to ChatGPT and said, I'm gonna adopt this in my life. It's all about the adoption, right? It's all about understanding when to start. Because people who were on Twitter, when they were early, they ended up blowing up on Twitter. People who were early on Facebook blew up. Spotify, Instagram blew up because they were early adopters. So on LinkedIn, it's a time to actually put yourself and plant yourself as a seed bearer for any idea or vision you have for yourself, because this is what's gonna happen for the future. So why is LinkedIn your digital asset? So LinkedIn has 1.2 billion registered members globally, and this was January 2025. I want to say again, 1.2 billion. So if you're in a struggle of finding a job, a career, or anything like that, I want you to know that your answer is on LinkedIn right now. So there are a number of registered LinkedIn members in North America. That's 277 million. So that's about 23% of the global North Americans are on LinkedIn. So social proofing isn't optional. It is your credibility currency. This is what we're in the future right now. When someone meets you, we already do it. What's your Instagram? What's your Snapchat? What's your Facebook? Now it's gonna be, what's your LinkedIn? For professional driven and people with business, it's gonna be LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a place where there's growth-minded individuals, there's people who are looking to expand and solve their problem and ultimately hire an expert to extend their business and goals and revenue. Being said, so what you'll need today to implement what I'm talking about for the future, not right now, but a laptop, of course, Wi-Fi connection. You're also gonna want to have a LinkedIn account. You're also gonna wanna have a generative AI assistant. ChatGPT is my BFF, and that's all I will vouch for. Everything else can fall in the water. Canva and the will to learn. That's all you need to win on LinkedIn, okay? So anyone who has doubts on LinkedIn, we're gonna remove that today. So we're talking about building a magnetic LinkedIn profile. What does that look like to you?